we're still the one. Century 21 Durden Cornegay is still the #1 realty company in Dublin and Lawrence County. And we want to recognize all those who've made us #1, our customers. If you're buying or selling land, commercial property, or residential property, or if you're looking for investment property, there's only one name you need to know: Century 21 Durden Cornegay. For more information, log on to c21dublin.com. Call us at 272-1535 or stop by our location at 1700 Veterans Boulevard in Dublin. Century 21 Durden Cornegay. Broker George Durden. Still the one.
We're still having fun, and you're still the one.
Hey everybody, we're back today with CSB for you and me, discussing how we as a community service board are active within the court systems. And the court systems that we cover is 16 counties worth. So right now I have Tracy Johnson with us, and she covers Screven County and Burke County. So Tracy, tell me a little bit of how things work in Screven County. We help with groups?
Yes, we work with the Ogeechee Circuit Court to provide substance abuse groups and testing for those people that are in court from the Jenkins and Screven County area.
Okay, and then tell me how we're connected with helping in courts with Burke County.
They have an accountability court in Burke County. Judge Jackson Cox is the judge for the state courts. He sentences people to the accountability court where they will get treatment for substance abuse issues and also for any mental health issues that are identified. He follows up twice a month with each person that's served to be sure that they remain in treatment and are remaining substance abuse free while they're in treatment.
So you sit in court?
I go to the staffings for the court.
Okay.
So I don't often stay in the courts.
Okay.
But they refer them to us, or we'll call one of the staff over if somebody is needed in the court.
So when someone is sentenced to substance abuse treatment or behavioral health, mental health treatment with us within those counties, they just come through open access?
We will make appointments
Okay.
if necessary based on their jobs, because we do not want anybody to lose their job if they have one.
Right.
But if they're available to come to open access, we encourage them to come in.
So Burke Open Access is on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings.
Yes.
And Screven Open Access is Monday. So if you live in Screven County, you can come in on Monday mornings at any time. No appointment needed. In the mornings, though, get there first come, first serve to get your services started within our community service board. And if you are in Burke County, if you live in the Burke County area, you can come in on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. And we start extra early with Burke County, 7:30?
Yeah, we're early risers in Burke County, so you can come in as early as 7:30, and the open access lasts until 11:30. As long as they are there by 11:30, we will see them that day.
All right, so if you need to get services started, and it's the time you can come in within those, Burke is Tuesday and Thursday mornings, Screven is Monday mornings. If you are sentenced, you can come through open access to get your services started, correct?
Yes, the courts would send a referral, so we would need that information. Everybody would need to bring their ID for any open access appointment, of course, and any insurance information that they have for a payer for their pay source.
So your ID, any insurance information. If you don't have insurance, do not stress it. It's not, we will
Right.
figure it out.
And if you don't have any source of income, then we have another way to get services. We have a sliding fee scale, so we do not turn people away based
Right.
on money.
So if you're court ordered, don't panic or freak out if you don't have your insurance and you don't have any money and, oh gosh, how much is this going to cost? We will work with you. We'll help make sure your paperwork is right to get you started. And then the groups for Screven County is when? When do we have those?
We do those from 4 to 7 in the evening, so they interfere with people's jobs as little as possible.
Every day? 5 days a week?
Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And then on Fridays, we do a daytime group from 9 to 12.
All right, so you're able to you have multiple opportunities to get your counseling, your groups in for court within Screven County. And then our Burke County, when is our groups for that?
Well, Burke County, we have not had as much of a demand for groups in that county. So what we do is we do the individual counseling
Okay.
for people that are identified that need the services. In Burke, we also do some of the anger management that the judge may require based on what the charges are.
I think that's great. So, anger management, I think everybody can handle a little bit of anger management. So
Hey, there's a workbook that we use that I have filled it out for myself. I totally understand.
yeah. So I appreciate what you do, and I really want our viewers to understand that we work in the community, trying to help those in the community. And one way, that's why we're doing this show today, is to show that we are actually working with judges in the court systems within all 16 counties of our service area. So if you get in trouble or you make a mistake and are struggling and you want to and need to, or even if you're court ordered to come to substance abuse behavioral health services, we are trying to show you today that we have those groups, we have those individual therapies within multiple counties, okay? And Tracy would be the one if you live in Screven or if you live in Burke County. That would help coordinate and organize that. Thank you, Tracy, for your time today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching CSB for you and me.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future. That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. I'm Renee with CSB for you and me, and we are talking today about how behavioral health with CSB in Middle Georgia is implemented within the court system. So I have here today Wanda Ellison, who's been on our show before, to talk to us about her role with her job on the courts. Tell us about what court you sit in and what court means. And
I work closely with the State Court of Emmanuel County and also with the Municipal Court of City of Swainsboro. So that is with the police department.
Right.
So twice a month with the State Court of Emmanuel County, we go in and we work closely with the judges to sign up those that are coming in with substance abuse charges. That could be DUIs, it could be possession of marijuana, or even those that are stopped under the influence of marijuana for DUIs. So we work closely with them to offer them group services, group therapy services here at our agency, and also with the municipal court, which is the local police department. That's also twice a month.
right. And that means that Wanda and I've had many, many visits and meetings with judges. But our goal is to sit in through court. So Wanda literally walks in, sits down during court, and when a substance abuse charge, I guess, is given, then they say, the judge says you're going to do your community service, you're going to be on probation for this amount of time, and you're going to participate in groups with
Correct.
the Community Service Board of Middle Georgia. So Wanda is there to go through the paperwork, get you signed up. A lot of your initial visit will be done during court that day, correct?
That's right, and that saves the individual time when they come in to actual sit down with their behavioral health assessment that is done in our open access time.
Right. And so Swainsboro is Mondays and Wednesday mornings.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yes.
And then that also gives us the link to where Wanda is our liaison with the probation officers, right?
That's right. I'm the liaison with the probation officers here and also with our sheriff and our chief here, because if we have someone that they feel that needs to come through our services, then we offer that service to that individual.
And how often is groups and what time? I know we offer them during the day, but the beauty of what is going through the courts is night groups, right?
That's correct, and it's offered Tuesday night and Thursday night from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30. And we're also offering for our local City of Swainsboro individuals, if they do not have transportation, we are offering a van to go and pick them up and bring them to our services.
So I think that's a really big blessing. There's my word, blessing. It's a blessing that we are able to, as a community service board, help provide transportation. So each county works a little different. You just have to ask when you do go through your open access to make sure. So we have groups on Tuesday and Thursday nights. That way, if you are one who is charged, you can still carry your full-time job and be able to go to groups. That is that is court mandated, right?
That's court mandated, yes. And so many of those individuals lose their license due to the charge they're charged with. Although there are some instances where the Department of Driver Services will allow them to drive back and forth to their medical visits, which we would be considered a medical visit, according under their umbrella. But if they do need transportation because they may not have that opportunity to have a vehicle, then we will go and pick them up.
And another thing that I want to make sure that our viewers are aware of is if you or a loved one struggle with substance abuse, but you do have a full-time job, you can come through our open access and participate in night groups. It doesn't have to be court mandated to participate in night groups for substance abuse. But we are in the courts, and I want to make sure that my viewers, they're turning into my family, are aware that in the Swainsboro area, Wanda does work closely with those two courts to bring substance abuse groups to the table to offer.
And we have around 40 people enrolled currently.
Right. And we just started 2018.
That's correct.
It is a staple program. It is a very beneficial program. And Wanda is your first face to see if you or a loved one might want some help on Tuesday and Thursday nights for substance abuse here in Swainsboro. We'll be back after this with more interviews for other drug courts that we have within our service area.
Thank you, Renee.
Thanks, Wanda.
Jeff Shepard here at Roach Farm and Garden. Deer season is here. Come to see us at Roach Farm and Garden. We got all your deer hunt necessities. We carry 5-way, 3-way, Harvest Advantage, iron clay peas, wheats and oats, daikon radishes, a bruiser rye, and big boss rye, buck forage and annual rye. We will make your food plots look right. We have all your supplies of deer feed, 17 and 24% protein, QDM and 4S. We even carry 4S draw in the block and bags. And when you get that deer, we've got something to cook him with, from grills to griddles to your deep fryers. You want clothes? We got a full line of Georgia boot, Rocky boot, and all the Carhartt that you could need. And for your pelletized grill, we have any flavor you need. We have ladder stands by Millennium and Amerstep, replacement seats, protein blocks, salt blocks, and attractants, and a full line of coolers. And don't forget to pick your supply up of Voodoo while you're in there. It's at the counter. Don't forget, everything you need for deer season is right here at Roach Farm and Garden. 2 locations, Wrightsville and Dublin.
And we've spoken with Tracy and we've spoken with Wanda, and now I want to speak to you, share with you about Stephanie's role within our courts. Stephanie, tell us what courts you're involved in.
I go to the Dublin City Courts.
Dublin City Courts. And how often do they have court? Do you have to attend?
First and third Wednesday.
First and third Wednesday. And so you go, you sit in the courtroom. I sit
in the courtroom.
Are you kind of like the part of probation?
I do work with probation because they get put on probation until they complete our program.
Right.
And then once they complete our program and pay their fines, they're released off of probation. So probation does contact me.
And then when you go and attend court, who are what some of the situations or the individuals who are court ordered that would pertain to where you would sign them up for services?
Anytime they're caught with a DUI or drugs in their car, they will sign up with our services.
So any kind of substance abuse or alcohol?
Substance abuse or alcohol abuse.
Okay. And then, so you do the paperwork with them that day?
I do intake paper, and then they come over to Building 4 for assessment.
And is that an appointment time, or is it a walk-in open
They come
access?
on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 o'clock at night.
Okay, so that, and then groups are at night also.
At night also, yes.
And so they can come on to group nights and get their assessment done then at Building 4.
Yes.
So if you have a loved one, or if you've had any experience within the court system, Stephanie would be one to help you during the state court. Sign up for our services to get some substance abuse attention. It would be court ordered, but that would also mean that you can come at night. So if you have a job,
Yes.
it doesn't interfere.
It does not.
And then you can be part of our substance abuse and let us help you address those needs of substance abuse, and let you see too that other people are struggling. It's a peer thing too.
It is.
And then when you complete the program, what's the time frame usually for individuals?
It's a 6-month program.
Okay, 6-month program, and then I guess you coordinate back to the probation to let them know if they're
Yes,
participating.
if they're participating or if they have completed the program.
Okay, and then that information is related back to the judge, and I think it's a great idea, and I think it's wonderful that our community service board can help address those needs, because a lot of people know you have to have counseling or you have to go through substance abuse treatment. Well, what about people who have jobs? So substance abuse can be addressed, and our CSB has helped that by making night groups.
Yes.
And I feel like the substance abuse groups in Dublin has been around for a while. How long have you been involved with the court system here?
A little over a year now.
Okay, so it's pretty established, and I have heard there be 30 or 40 people in night groups at a time.
There is. It's a big group.
Yeah, that's great. So I appreciate what you do, and if you have any interest in this, or if you're dealing with the courts or probation and think that substance abuse night groups might be something for you in the Lawrence County area, just give us a call. So tell us a little bit more about if an individual is struggling because they have to go to work. We have night groups, but what about transportation?
Also, some of your insurance provides transportation, so we can arrange transportation for you. You just have to call ahead of time to get transportation provided.
And I guess that could be discussed during the intake time.
It can be. And they can also call ahead. You know, it's always possible that we can get somebody to get to them because we do have vans ourselves.
Transportation is a huge struggle for the Dublin area, and those concerns have been voiced to us as a community service board, as a LOCC, Loving Our Community Coalition. So that is great to know that transportation is something that can be discussed at intake to see if there's any way we can help support so they can make it to our groups. Yeah, that's
Yes.
great. So I appreciate what you do. Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call at our 1190 number, and we will help get you straightened out and get you organized within our program for substance abuse night groups here in Lawrence County.
Yes.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.